Hello, my name is Richard Rodriguez, and this is my digital literacy narrative, and I chose to bring to light how video games help me read. I'll start out by talking about Super Mario World. I got this game when I was about 5 or 6, and while there wasn't much story, it was mostly jumping on, monsters' heads and jumping on your pet dinosaur. There was still story involved and problem solving, and I beat this game when I was like 6 years old, and I think it was my gateway game to playing other games. And I didn't know at the time, but these games were helping me in school. Not only was I excelling in reading, spelling, and writing, I knew my geography well, namely of North American geography. Games like hockey games and baseball games exposed me to the names of cities, states, capitals, and the rules for, certain types of sports. And, I'm not sure that, I would have done as well in school if I wasn't involved in these games. Mainly I played role-playing games, or as I call RPGs, and these games were basically novels within a video game. But a novel you could interact with, and these games are considered masterpieces now, the ones I'm showing you. This is Final Fantasy. It's basically a big series of role-playing games, and they're developed by huge teams of writers and artists. And one of the main things I got from these games were, being able to pick apart stories and sentences and new words. And these were like complex stories, involving, civilizations, in peril, groups that were trying to save the world. As cliche as that sounds, it's very heroic, and it's, a common theme, in any type of story. But, aside from that, grandiose thing is, character development. And, as a creative writer myself, I have a lot to owe to these type of games that I was exposed to at a young age. Not only did I, grow appreciation for, the written word, but I grew an appreciation for writing, basically, and reading. Like, I read more books because of these games. I'm still involved with fantasy novels, sci-fi movies, sci-fi books. I love mysteries, I love thrillers, and these games were, very much involved with complex stories. And, today, there are games like Mass Effect 2, which is very recent, and, as technology grows, people's ability to communicate, more complex stories and display, cinematic experiences. In this game, basically, the player is involved by creating decisions and choosing moral paths and immoral paths. And, I have a lot to owe to, these type of games that were created for people like me that need a certain type of experience, a sensory experience, to have entertainment. And aside from that, there's a lot of customization that goes along with it. This game, you can customize your character, which is great for, creative people. And, I go along and I keep playing these games, but, I realize now that, playing these games was very beneficial, not only because it helped me in school, just because it was a great hobby, and learning how to read and write while having fun is probably one of the best ways to learn. I didn't realize when I was younger that I was helping myself by playing these games. I mean, the common thought about games is that they don't help. They just turn kids' brains to mush. But, you know, there are games out there that do their best to involve the player as much as possible in a story that'll be unforgettable. And I hope you might see that now, that video games can help kids read. And goodbye.